Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another Quran moment. Continuing with our journey through Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 25, part 6 of 7 today. The fruits of paradise. Recorded on the 7th of August 2016, 4th Dhul Qa'dah 1437. Bismillah, alhamdulillahi wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. So today, the part of the ayah we're covering is this. Let's recite it. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم كلما رزقوا منها من ثمرة رزقا قالوا هذا الذي رزقنا من قبل وأتوا به متشابها. So كلما رزقوا منها من ثمرة رزقا. كلما, whenever. رزقوا, they are provided, i.e. the people in Jannah are being provided. Minha, from the fruits of paradise. Min thamaratir rizqan, from the fruits. Thamara, fruits. Rizq, as provision. So, previously, the last time we talked about, in the ayah it talks about tajri min tahti al-anhar, it talks about the rivers. We talked about the meaning of the word anhar, it's singular, naharun, naharun. The types of rivers in paradise, that there were 4, and the use of balagha in the Arabic language, and what the rivers flow beneath. So these rivers are quite amazing rivers. And so the question was, what I posed to you last time, was what is the connection between the rivers and the trees? And of course, if we look in this world, and what we understand is that trees take their water from a river, and those that are closer to a river tend to be more fruitful, and the fruits that they come out reflect the ability of the trees to gain their nutrients and water. So can you imagine, subhanallah, that if you have rivers in paradise that are from milk, honey and wine, what type of trees you're going to have in paradise, and consequently the amazing types of fruits you're going to have. So subhanallah, the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed it, it allows us to start to reflect and imagine an amazing place. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take us to Jannat al-Firdaus. So the people, when they are in paradise, when they're given these fruits, they say قالوا هذا, they say this, الذي رزقنا من قبل, this is what we were provided with, من قبل, before. رزقنا, we were provided. Why do they say this? And the Quran itself tells you one of the answers. وَأُتُوا بِهِ مُتَشَابِهًا. وَأُتُوا, they are given, bihi, mutashabiha, and it is given to them in likeness. They have been given something that resembles something in the past. So the question is, in what way are the fruits similar, and what does this indicate? That's the first question. So people in paradise, one day get one fruit, the second day they get another fruit, and they are similar. What are they similar to, and what does it indicate? So here's what Shaykh Tantawi writes, and it's quite nice to read it together. وَفِي هَذَا, and in this Quranic statement, إِشَارَةٌ إِلَىٰ أَنَّ ثِمَارِ الْجَنَّةِ مُتَمَاثِلَةٌ فِي حُسْنِ مَنْظَرِهَا, that the fruits of paradise resemble each other in the beauty of their appearance. وَلَذَّةِ طَعْمِهَا, and in the sweetness of their taste. بحيث, and this is the very important point, لا تفضل ثمرة في ذلك على أخرى. Subhanallah. That a person, if you think about it in the world, you might like, if you go to a good shop, you might like the shiny red apple, and you might like the shiny pear. But some people like apples, and some people don't like pears, and some people like pears and don't like apples. But in Jannah, لا تفضل ثمرة في ذلك على أخرى, every fruit will be loved by the people who are in Jannah. There is no fruit that you will prefer more than the other, or will put you off. Subhanallah. فَجَمِيعُ ثَمَرِهَا يَسُرُّ لَهُ الْقَلْبِ, the heart will be happy with all the fruits in paradise. So that's in what ways are the fruits similar? They are similar in appearance, they're similar in taste, and they're also similar in how they make you happy. Subhanallah. What is the benefit of something being familiar? It's a very interesting point that's been put up. And this is a quotation from Sahib al-Kashaf made in Tantawi, and he writes, لأن الإنسان بالمألوف آنس. The human being with something that he's familiar with is at ease. وإلى المعهود أميل. And he naturally tends towards something that is familiar. And you can see this example if you have a group of people and some of them are from one country and some of them from another country, and the third person arrives and he's from country A, he will tend to gather with the people that he's familiar with, their language, their habits, the way of speaking. And the fourth person comes from the other group, he will tend to go to them. This is human nature. وَإِذَا رَأَى مَا لَمْ يَأْلُفْ نفر عن طبعه وعافته نفسه. So if he finds something that he's not familiar with, then he will recoil away from that. So this nuqta, this gem is being given was noticed by Sahib al-Kashaf, and I highlighted his name to show you who he is a bit later on. What did Ibn Abbas say about the way things are named in paradise? وَأَنْ ابْنِ عَبَّاسِ لَيْسَ فِي الدُّنْيَا مِمَّا فِي الْجَنَّةِ إِلَّا أَسَامِي. Asami, plural of ism. So Ibn Abbas says, لَيْسَ فِي الدُّنْيَا, there's nothing in this world, مِمَّا فِي الْجَنَّةِ, which is from paradise, إِلَّا الْأَسَامِي, except the names. So, as we said before, that the names are similar. So we talk about fruits, and there are fruits in this world, and there are fruits in paradise. But that's it, it's just the name. What we will see there, only a person who enters paradise, and may Allah make us from those people, will understand that. So who is this Sahib al-Kashaf? He's quite frequently quoted by Tantawi in his tafsir called Al-Wasit, and also known as Zamakhshari. So I thought I'd just briefly look at his life and who was he. So Al-Zamakhshari, also known as in Tantawi as referred to as Sahib al-Kashaf, the Sahib, the person, i.e. the writer of a tafsir called Al-Kashaf. He died in 538 Hijri. His kunya was Abu al-Qasim. His name is actually Mahmud bin Umar bin Muhammad bin Umar. His laqab, or his titles are Al-Khawarizmi, i.e. he is ascribed to a place called Khawarizm, which is in Iran, or Az-Zamakhshari, his original place. And he is very famous for writing a book, a tafsir of the Quran, called Al-Kashaf and Haqa'iq al-Tanzil. And the amazing thing about this book is that it's very, very strong on these linguistic insights into the Quran, where he will show something, why a word is used, or how a word is used, and how it was used in the past. And the other thing that's unique about the book is it's written in question and answer format. Quite frequently he will say, if you ask me what is the question to this, if you ask me this, then I say this is the answer. So it's an original Q&A format. And so, subhanAllah, Q&A format actually belongs to the Muslims. The negative points about the tafsir book is that the Zamakhshari was a very famous Mu'tazili, and his tafsir is full of these support of his point of view in terms of Aqidah. And so one has to tread carefully to sift out the linguistic part which is not affected by his belief, and the Aqidah parts. And this is really essentially what Tantawi has done in his tafsir, Shaykh Tantawi. By fiqh he was actually a Hanafi, and the interesting thing is that in his tafsir he hardly mentioned much about fiqh. He was born in 467 in Zamakhshar, and it'll be just interesting to see where this is. Okay, so Zamakhshar is close to a town now called Dashuguz in Turkmenistan. So if you're familiar with, there's a bit of India here. This is Pakistan just above that, and then in the similar lie is Afghanistan, and then above Afghanistan are these countries, Turkmenistan. So on the left, or in the west is Iran. Then if we go clockwise, see Iran, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan. And you see a lot of amazing famous scholars have come from here. So Zamakhshar is a little village. This is quite close to the Karakum desert, and the Karakum desert occupies a vast amount of Turkmenistan, and he was born somewhere on the edge or close to this desert. And then when he grew a bit older, he went to Bukhara, that's the second stop, and then from Bukhara he went to Samarkand, which is today in both of these are in Uzbekistan, and from then he would travel to Baghdad, where he would continue his studies and learning, and then from there he went to Mecca, and then finally from Mecca he came back and settled close-ish to his original town, but he wanted to be near the sea, on the Caspian Sea. He went to Gurgan and died there at the age of 71 in 538 Hijri. So, that's the end of today's lesson, and I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes us from those people who continue to increase our knowledge in the Quran and are those who taste from the fruits of paradise. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alameen.